Okay, let's unpack this and step into another deep dive. I'm Shane.
And I'm Erica.
And today, wow, we're diving into some really fascinating sources. We're looking at the world of R&B artist Maxwell, but through the eyes of a super dedicated fan.
Yeah, you shared these amazing accounts from Kecia's blog. It's called Kecia's Tour Life.
That's the one. It basically takes you on the road with her music, travel, food, just, cool experiences.
Right. And the timing for this is kind of perfect, actually. Maxwell's birthday was just yesterday, May 23rd.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So perfect timing indeed.
Definitely. It makes it like the ideal moment to dig into these insights from Kecia's posts, specifically one about a particular concert and then this really memorable meeting she had with him.
And we've also got a bit of background on Maxwell's artistry, just to kind of connect the dots. Plus, you mentioned something interesting before we started recording.
Oh, yeah. So this blog post we're focusing on is about her first time meeting him. But since then, she's actually met him, I think, 2 more times. So 3 times total.
Okay.
And she apparently says he's just as charming and humble every single time.
That adds a really interesting layer, doesn't it? Consistency.
Totally. So yeah, our mission today is basically to take Kecia's personal stories, weave them in with that background info, and pull out the most important, maybe even kind of surprising bits about Maxwell.
Right. Not just the performer, but maybe a glimpse of the person, too, trying to give you a clear picture without just, information overload.
Exactly. So where should we start? The concert.
Yeah, let's jump into that concert experience first.
She sets the scene, November 23rd, 2018, and the venue was the Louisville Palace Theater in Louisville, Kentucky. Sounds like a beautiful place.
It does. And the night kicked off with an opening act, Marsha Ambrosius.
Marsha Ambrosius. Yeah, Kecia had some pretty strong words for her performance.
She did. Called her vocals amazing. Like, all caps, amazing.
Right. And mentioned her dramatic delivery, like she really means what she's singing.
Yeah, and she even added, she can get a little freaky with it too, LOL. So clearly made an impression, mentioned songs like Say Yes and Butterflies.
So Marsha definitely set a high bar. But then Maxwell came on.
And according to Kecia, yeah, he absolutely delivered. She says he puts on a show.
Well, get this. She says he played for over 90 minutes straight. No break.
90 minutes. Wow. That's stamina. That's some serious energy.
It really is. And it wasn't just about like standing there singing. Kecia really highlights how he engaged with everyone.
Yeah, interacting with the audience, making them feel like they were actually part of the whole thing.
Exactly. And technically, vocals were on point. The band was great.
Oh, and she shouted out the background singer, Latina Webb, saying she added a beautiful melodic touch.
Nice. Now, here's the thing. Kecia says she's seen him loads of times, right?
Numerous times.
And apparently, she usually feels like every show she sees is his best one yet.
Okay. That tells you something, doesn't it? When a longtime fan has that kind of reaction to one specific show.
It really does. Something special happened for her that night on stage.
And she listed some of the songs, too, right? Like the classics.
Yeah, Pretty Wings, Fortunate, something. The ones people really connect with.
So pulling it together, it seems like the power wasn't just the songs themselves, but how he delivered them. But here's where it gets really interesting, because that connection, well, it didn't just stop at the edge of the stage that night.
Ah, right, because Kecia's source also talks about a totally different kind of interaction.
Exactly. Same night, November 23rd in Louisville.
Yeah.
But this was meeting him in person, apparently right after the show.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising timing. She describes how she was feeling beforehand, the whole mix.
Let me guess. Nervous. Excited.
All of the above. Nervous, excited, anxious, trying to remember everything she wanted to say. And apparently other fans waiting were feeling the same kind of vibe.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
So how did he actually arrive?
Well, she describes it as him appearing seemingly out of nowhere. Just came through kind of quickly, giving out high fives as he headed to the actual meeting spot.
Huh. That's unexpected.
Yeah. She writes, it caught everyone off guard, but pleasantly so. And it actually seemed to, calm people down. Showed he was just a cool person looking forward to meeting us, too.
That's actually a pretty smooth way to break the ice, isn't it? It takes the pressure off a bit.
Totally. So then it was Kecia's turn. She hands off her stuff, turns around.
Yeah.
He greets her with a huge smile, she says, and pulls her right into a hug. Her words were the warmest hug.
Oh, it's nice.
And then there's that detail. She adds, he smelled so good, too.
You gotta love those little sensory details. They make it so real. So he hugs her.
Right. And while they're hugging, he says, thank you for being here.
Oh, wow. Simple, but Impactful, I bet.
She said it made her smile and just, like, instantly relax. So they chat for a second. He asks how she is. She thanks him, mentions being a longtime fan, excited for the show.
Which she hadn't technically seen yet, right? This is before the concert started? Or wait, you said after.
Good catch. The source actually says this meeting was the same night as the concert she reviewed. Let me double-check the timing she implies. The meeting post doesn't explicitly state before or after, but the way she talks about being excited for the concert suggests it might have been just before. But then she mentions swearing he looked at her during the concert afterward. Okay, you know what? The source isn't perfectly clear if the meeting was immediately before or after, just that it was the same night, November 23rd. Let's assume it was just before, based on her excitement for the show.
Okay, makes sense. So she tells him she's excited.
Yeah, and he says he hopes she enjoys it, and she's like, oh, I always do.
Nice little exchange. And how did it end?
Another hug. Then he took her hand, said I love you, and blew her a kiss as she left.
Whoa, okay, I love you.
Yeah.
It's pretty personal.
Yeah. Kecia writes that, in her mind, she basically fainted. But, on the outside, she kept it cool.
Uh-huh. I can only imagine. Just riding that high afterward.
Totally. She said, no one could bring me down that night. But she did have one regret.
What was that?
Not saying all the things she'd planned to say. She admits that first hug just threw me way off completely. All her prepared lines just kind of vanished.
Ah, that's so relatable, though. You build it up in your head, and then the actual moment just overwhelms you.
Exactly. It really shows you the emotional impact, doesn't it? And she even felt that connection continued during the show later, swearing he looked right at her at one point.
And the photos. She mentioned getting photos.
Oh, yeah. His photographer was there, and she said the pictures captured 4 awesome moments within the moment. Made her day.
That's fantastic. So her final take on the whole night and on him.
Unforgettable. And her summing up of Maxwell. A dope artist and a genuinely kind human being.
Okay, so let's try and connect these dots now. Losing her words. Isn't that kind of a perfect example of feeling his presence, his warmth beyond just the sound?
That's a great point. It's like the emotional impact went way beyond just meeting a celebrity. It was a tangible feeling. It helps you understand why fans feel such a deep, loyal connection. If you want to read more about Kecia's adventures in music, travel, and her take on other live events, you can check out her blog at keciastourlife.com.
And she's also active on social media. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search for Kecia's Tour Life.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
See ya.
See you next time.